Down. Hey guys. Hey, we are live on our HWCA Elite Coaches Membership Mastermind. So this is going to be, especially, we do these every month for our HWCA Elite coaches and graduates. We also do this for our member coaches. But you guys there might be a few of you that are going to be attending right now that are actually not part of either group yet. And this will be a great way to get a feel for what we do with our coaches, why our coaches are top shelf, why they're innovating and working in their businesses, because working in your business through your obstacles, through your mindset is essential in succeeding as a coach. You can have all the education in the world, but if we're not taught how to apply it, especially when it comes to business skills and coaching skills and entrepreneurship, okay, let's face it, we aren't going to get to showcase that education. We could be great educators on whatever platform we choose, or, whatever gig we choose to get, but are we really going to be able to make a business or, grow something that we really want if we don't know how to use it? Right? So we are all about not just training coaches in elite education in the mind-gut connection and the holistic sense of it all, but also in helping you all get your businesses off the ground, advance the businesses you're already in if you're a current coach. Think to the next level if you're a busy coach who's wanting to maybe simplify your time. Maybe now you're going, you know what, getting clients is no problem for me, but hey, my time is an issue though, because now I'm only making what I can be hands-on in, so how can I diversify my income streams, my options, my things? Like, it's all about building a business around the season you are in your life. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So this is our Elite Coaches Mastermind, you guys. This is the first time we've gotten to stream it live on YouTube, so this is really exciting. Thank you for everybody's here. I'm Coach Britt, and I am the founding educator at the Holistic Wellness Coaching Academy, and I run the Buddha Belly Life Coaching membership team. And I work with a lot of the coaches one-on-one on doing stuff, right? My coaches move. I'm an executor. That's what I push them out the plane. Like, we get things done. We start stuff. We figure out our obstacles. We analyze. We create a strategy, and we go. Okay. So that's what we do. So that's what we do in our masterminds. So our members are part of these masterminds, and our coaches and alumni are also part of these masterminds. And you might be accessing this mastermind because you've gotten a special exclusive invite. So I implore you to soak it up. I'm going to tell you guys, please do grab a pen and paper, because you're going to want to write down and notate some of the stuff we're going to be covering right now, because I'm going to give you 5 steps. So the topic we're going to cover today is how to sell a product this month. Okay, so we're not going to call it this like actual calendar. We're going to call it like a 30-day calendar month, just to take a little pressure off you. But the whole point is how to actually do it. So maybe you're someone who's already has no problem selling, you have programs, you have things you're already doing. Okay, well then let's think to the next level. What's something else you can execute right now, within a month? What's something new? What's something that can benefit your business, your time, your whatever as a coach? Okay, so I'm going to make it simple for you guys. We have a lot of conceptual teachings out there. But what we need is some simplicity. We need some direct instruction on how to go from these thoughts and these ideas in our head of what we want to do to how it's actually going to play out, actually working with a client, closing a sale, having something, and getting paid for what we're doing. Okay, there's a process involved with this, and it can be a lot more daunting to people than they are aware of consciously. And sometimes it's just these little tweaks and pieces that you're missing to completely achieve the end result. So how these masterminds work is I'm going to go through this teaching point, and then I'll open forum. So if we have any questions, I will be looking in the chat here. But do know I'm not going to be looking at the questions in the chat until I'm done going over these 5 points, because I don't want to lose train of thought. So if you have a question, please write it down, and please grab a pen and a paper to write down these 5 steps. I will say, take notes anyway, all of you guys, whether you're a member or not. But if you are a member, so if you are part of, BuddhaBellyLife.com, if you are part of our membership community there, you will have a download of this outline in the portal when we upload this recording by tomorrow. Okay. So if you are part of that membership, if you're not yet, guess what? You can go to BuddhaBellyLife.com and you can sign up for a free month and try it out. Cancel it if you hate it. Never pay a dime. Okay. If not, it's $29 a month, and it is over $200 of monthly value for all coaches, for growth, done for you content, done for you gut restoration systems, microbiome analysis training, all this. There's great stuff in there, okay? So you can go in there and just steal the download, and then you can leave if you want, okay? So we're going to start here. So these are the 5 steps I'm going to give you guys to selling a product this month, within this month. If you decide that you're sick and tired of just thinking about it and wanting it to happen or feeling stuck or whatever, this is the class for you, okay? But I'm going to ask that you be ready to actually execute these steps, because that's what it's going to take for you to get there. Okay. I can only do so much. Other people can only do so much, but I've simplified the best information that I can. And if you're part of our groups or you're in our coaches, either our membership or our elite coaches, go to one of the closed groups after this and do powwow with the peers, because I want to see how this execution works for all of you. Okay. So step 1, you've got to get in the mindset, you guys. I kid you not, we have a really hard time, especially if you are a new coach, or maybe you're a defined coach who is wanting to move to a new level or kind of change your niche or advance something that you're doing, but you're stuck seeing yourself in the realm that you feel like you've already kind of committed to. Maybe you're a brand new coach, or a coach who's been doing it, who's been certified or trained for a while, but you haven't really gotten much traction in your business. Okay. It can be really hard to see ourselves as worthy of this step, as worthy of coaching and taking people on and of succeeding in this. Okay. It can be hard we have to step into that body. We have to step into that mindset, or people won't take it seriously. That's where the confidence is. And it's not about being perfect. All my coaches who I train know this. It's not about you knowing how to do everything and doing everything perfect and great. Okay. It's about having confidence that you are here, that you know more majority of the time than anyone who's ever going to sit in front of you. And your job is not to have all the answers. It's to be the most incredible, empowering guide and educator to them that you can possibly be. Okay, because they are ultimately going to be their own practitioner. Okay, so maybe you're a health coach, maybe you're a different kind of coach, but it's still going to come down to the same thing: empowering the person in front of you with knowledge, with mindset, and with strategies and tips. Okay, so that's your job. So take the pressure off. You've got to step into that. So a while ago, when I took, I'm a huge fan of Tony Robbins, and I did the business mastery. It was a huge deal for me. I talk about it all the time, because I did it as a single mom. I did it with only a year into my business. I did it as a single mom that was totally taking care of my kiddos financially by myself. So it was a big investment. It was a huge deal for me to do this. It was my dream. Okay. And it did a lot for my psyche and my belief in potential and possibility. But one of the things that he taught is, there's this term that one of his coaches taught me, and it's a term called stepping into your bus driver. So the whole idea is that any person, and this is true of personality types, we have multiple bus drivers. We essentially have multiple personalities. Okay. So we have these multiple personalities, and they're good at different things. They have different strengths, weaknesses. They have ugly sides. I have my mom bus driver sometimes, and she's not always cute or nice or happy. Sometimes she's great. I have my ideal mom bus driver, who's nurturing and patient and empowering and strong and all those things and loving, and so I know who's on my bus. I have my entrepreneur side that's hardcore. That's a completely different side than the mom side. I have my insecure side. I have my aggressive, blah, 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 right? I have all these different bus drivers, and you do too. We all have different bus drivers. So how we change our mindset, and this is something that Tony teaches on, and this is something that my coach went over with me, was to actually envision what it's like to be the bus drivers that you want, empowering, the good bus drivers, the ones that are effective, right? And there's going to be different bus drivers. I can't have the bus driver that's great at entrepreneurship cannot be in the driver's seat when I'm home with my kids. It is like a bull in a china shop, right? I'm going to get impatient with them. They're going to distract me. I'm going to be hardcore. I'm going to be more insensitive. But I need that bus driver at times. And so it's about knowing what that bus driver brings to the table. What is their, like he says, like what's their physiology, right? Like how do you carry yourself, right? When you're getting ready, the entrepreneur you, the business you is confident, right? Shoulders back, head up, looking forward, aggressive, or maybe like quiet and compassionate and together, right? That is what that bus driver looks like. But they're clear-headed. If I have to stand on stage in front of thousands of people, I need that bus driver. If I have the bus driver that gets a little insecure and anxious and overwhelmed, and there's a lot of people in the room, and what am I going to do, right? If I let that bus driver stay in the seat, because they'll jump in that seat, but if I let them stay in that seat, how beneficial is that going to be to me when I need to pull off a great speech, or a great conference, or really do something on a platform, right? It's useless. It's ridiculous. So I need to swap my bus driver out. So that's the idea of swapping your bus driver. So what you guys are doing is you are creating personas in your head, avatars of who you are in your business. Okay, so these avatars need to be confident. What are you in a compassionate business where you're soft and sensitive? You still need to be confident, but you can do it you're in a little different way, right? I work with groups, I work on platforms, I do stuff. I'm more aggressive, I'm more energetic, I'm more intense. It works for me in those environments. Okay, so you've got to decide, what does your business consist of, and cultivate that avatar, cultivate that bus driver. Think about it. What do they stand like? What do they look like? Give them a name. Okay. And then before you need to sit down and do these tasks, you've got to be able to step into that bus driver. So that is numero uno in building a business and selling something right now and succeeding at what you're doing. Okay. You can't take the insecure you, the afraid you, the quiet but educated you, into an environment where you need to be strong and confident. You need that entrepreneur bus driver. Okay. The coach, you need the coach. You are a coach. Okay, you're all going to look differently. You're going to talk different, but you need the coach. You are all coaches. Okay. So that's step one, your bus driver. So write that down. Like I said, everybody else is going to get a download, but you're still going to want, it's not incredibly explicit. So you'll still want to write down any keynotes that you hear here that speak to you. Okay. 2. Okay. We got 5 here. So the second one, have at least 2 offers, 3 max. This is my recommendation for most people. Okay. Everything is subjective. You'll have to weigh it on your business, but more than 3 or so offers, people start to get confused and overwhelmed, and then they get issues with making decisions. Having at least 2 offers gives them a couple options. They don't like being pigeonholed into one thing or one avenue, and it's really hard to take them directly to something of higher value, because you're going to have it's better to have some kind of a funnel system, and to understand that you're going to have an array of people and readiness kind of at your fingertips, right? So you kind of want to have something for all of them. So 2 to 3 is what I recommend. So for the first 2, you're going to likely have something that's free. Okay, something free that you're offering people. You're getting them in there. You're doing something free. It's a place where they can come check you out. It's something of value to them. It's something interesting to them, because free, if it doesn't matter how free it is, if it's not interesting to them, if it doesn't speak to your ideal client, if it doesn't start to solve a problem or speak to an issue that they have or a point of interest that they want more of, then it's going to be useless. Okay, so don't waste your time creating something that's not going to speak to your ideal client. Okay, so a free something says, hey, I got something that's of real interest to you. I think it'll be of interest to you and value to you. Why don't you come check this out? And that is your invitation, your very low, no pressure invitation into your world, into the world of what you do. Okay, and this is going to help capture interest and capture contacts, which is what you want. Most people, before they buy something, need to see it or be talked to at least 6 different times. So don't be discouraged when you're touching base with somebody and they don't get from point A to Z as fast as you might like them to. Okay, this is the real world. This is how it works. Okay, this is marketing. This is entrepreneurship. Okay, this is the reality of it. So just know that going into it, you're gonna need to nurture the relationship with a lot of these people. They're not quick fixes. Okay, so have something for free and that gets their contact information. Okay, people do this through a free ebook, something on their website. They'll invite them to a thing, right? Like we have people on this mastermind right now that aren't a part of our membership or a part of our school. And you know why they're invited here? One, because we've got high value to give. They're here because they're interested in what we're talking about, because they're stuck with something we're talking about. That's why we're all here, right? Because we're like, I get that. I'm stuck there too. I want to see what you have to say, right? And the benefit of that is that we know how good we are with everything else that we bring to the table with that problem. So maybe some people will come to this, take some nuggets and never see them again. A lot of other people come to things like this and they're like, I need to be a part of these people, either in the membership or in the school, right? And we know that. But either way, whatever decision they make, we've given great value. We've given the value here. Okay. So you need to be able to do that too. So maybe it's a free presentation or something like this, but it's something that's free and that it allows you to connect with and attach and have contact information with these potential clients. Okay. Second is going to be a low ticket opportunity. Low ticket means low risk or try. And there's people who need to be fit in the low risk or try area. Majority of people aren't going to go from free, maybe see what you're about, to your biggest ticket option. Okay, they're just not going to do that. Every once in a while, a few will, but you want to have something that kind of graduates them through that process. And what the cool thing about that option too is it gives them a chance to try, and it gives you a chance to win them over. Right? So it gives you a chance to go. And that's like what we do with our membership. We have our membership is so reasonable for the amount of value that's in there because we have done for you content. We have masterminds like this. We bring in these in-depth science classes by Microbiome Labs talking all about microbiome science and bacterial all the new bacteria science and things like that, and the mind gut connection and all that stuff, right? So we do all that in that membership community. We know how much value that is, but it's a low ticket. So it's easy for coaches to get a feel for who we are, maybe before they're ready or don't even know that they would like to train and certify as holistic gut health practitioners, right? So that's great because that fits a lot of people, and some people will never go on to be more than that. Other people will. Cool. You're catering to your audience, okay? So that's your number two. And then if you're ready to have a higher ticket or bigger package option, remember, larger investment means larger risk to your client or your potential client, in their mind. So you need to have a larger payoff of value with that one. Okay. So, hey, I know that this is a bigger investment for you. Hey, I know that going to the certification is a bigger investment for you. So this is why it is worth it. You get to sit back and make the decision. But if you're not comfortable, you can chill out in the member community and just grow with us there and enjoy all these rad people, and you don't even have to get certified. Great. But if you find that you want to really understand the brain gut connection, guess what? That's a great place for you. If you find that you want the credentials and validity of in-depth gut health, not just the basics of digestive health, then hey, our name's growing. When people are hearing now of our coaches and where they're graduating from, it means something. Okay. So if you decide that, hey, this is the next level, right? So you guys are gonna do the same thing, next level. But if you're new, you might be just focusing on the first two. You might just have the free and the small. So for some of the coaches, it can look something like this, like a freebie and then, a free presentation, a free download of something that's of high value to them. Like people do recipe books or whatever, but you really get creative with what's of high value to your client. And then there's the second thing, which is usually something that, maybe it's a group opportunity or it's a paid class that's low ticket. Maybe it's something local that's like, fireside chat. You get a coffee and we talk about gut health, or something, right? So maybe if you're just starting, you're only going to have two options. Okay. But if you're going and you've built your business further, maybe you're going to have your third, you're going to have your big kahuna investments, your large packages, your ongoing coaching deals. Okay. Makes sense so far? The third part to selling something right now, selling a product this month, is your delivery. Okay. You have multiple ways that you can deliver these things. Okay. So one is some kind of, an automated funnel system. This is going to be automated email systems, an actual online funnel. A lot of it's digital, right? Digital is going to work for you. It can be direct outreach, so automation is going to be like, okay, you paid for an ad in front of people and it drives them to a landing page, and that landing page captures but direct outreach is going to be, hey, you get into a group or a community of like minds or like interest, or people that are going to, be kind of be the your ideal client. Okay, so maybe you reach out and you start connecting with them. Hey, I noticed that you're into this and this and this. I would love to chat about XYZ. Can I invite you to this thing I'm doing? Can I invite you to my free webinar? Or can I invite you to my free class? Or can I send you a copy of, I see that you're really struggling with supplements or with, let's say, beauty products right now, because there's so much garbage in our products, I have a list of some of the cleanest stuff that you can find. I would be happy to send it to you, whatever. That's going to be direct outreach. That's what we call cold marketing, right? That's direct outreach, where you're directly reaching out and making relationship with people in front of you. The third is going to be partnership. I can't stress enough how valuable, amazing, and underutilized this one is for coaches. True partnership, partnering with another coach, partnering with some kind of practitioner. I always say we love our chiropractors because they are amazing partners. But what's cool is if you find somebody else who already has an audience, they have a business, like a client base, and you bring in a separate or new value to them. So that's why I use the chiropractors for an example, saying, hey, I know that a lot of you guys understand the importance of diet, inflammation, brain-gut connection, neurology, right? Because they're always working with the neural system and the CNS, the central nervous system. Guess what? I totally work with the central nervous system and the brain-gut connection. Not just food, but actually this whole synergistic ecosystem. And I would love to come teach a class on that. And I actually have access to a course and a program that you can utilize with your clients. Or I would love to, offer some coaching services in your business or something like that. I would love to give a free class for maybe potential payoff of new clients or something, right? You're going to utilize, it's a benefit to them because if they can vet you and trust your information and use a person and all that, then they're going, okay, cool. This person is going to come in and add all this value to my client base that I don't have to do. And they get a payoff. It's beneficial to them because they can maybe potentially get some people to work on. And guess what? If some of my clients sign up as some of their clients and start working on their guts and start working on their nutrition, what's going to happen to my clients? My clients, as a practitioner, as a chiropractor, my clients are going to have less inflammation. They're going to have less pain. My services that I'm providing them are going to stretch even further and work even better. And I'm going to have even more incredible testimonials by these people, right? So it's a win-win. So if partnering is huge, especially if you're new. But remember, you've got to have that bus driver in the seat, right? Because you're going to walk into a business, you're going to walk into a group of people, and you don't need to walk in perfect, but you need to walk in confident. And you need to be ready to teach, okay? So that was number 3. So 4 is presentation. There's multiple ways to present your offers to people. So this can be your info materials, like maybe you have printable info materials that they get to read a little more on. A demo or something of some sort, a call. So maybe you've talked to somebody and they've looked over some stuff and you're like, hey, I can jump on a call and chat with you for 15 minutes and just get a feel for kind of where you're at and see if I can help you. Okay. Call. A webinar, maybe especially if you pre-record one or you're doing live or something where you can address all these concerns with all these people at one time. Maybe you can save it and use it later and people can see it later, right? So a webinar is another one. Or some kind of presentation. You can do this in person. So that's likely something that's going to happen depending on what day and age we are in, where we are with sickness. This is something that's going to really be able to happen more with that partnership option, right? Like you going into a chiropractor's office or someone local and offering to teach live to some of their people. Okay, that can be great. It can be a great event, doing an event. Okay, these are some different modes of presentation. Okay, readable info material, demos, calls, webinars, in-person presentations. Okay, and the last one is to entice. Okay, now you need to entice. You've given them the information. Our coaches are trained to teach what we call a Gut 101 class. And it is I don't want to say the layman's version of gut health, but compared to what our coaches study, and it is very layman's. They're teaching the 3 components of gut health to people: the health of the living ecosystem, the health of the structural integrity, and the brain gut connection. So they're teaching that there are 3 components and a more simplistic view of what these 3 components are and what all they're connected to in health. So that by the time they're done with this class, this Gut 101, the people that are sitting in front of them are going, whoa, I didn't realize that mental health. I thought gut health and I just thought like digestive issues and blah, 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 right? But no, it's actually connected to mental health. Or my daughter's been on birth control for skin acne for years and I didn't realize that there's a huge skin gut connection. I want to know more, right? So that's what educational process, that presentation, our coaches teach that gut 101 class all the time to do that part. But now you've given the education, you've gotten people interested, they're starting to trust you because you've given enough information, and you've kind of proved your case and what you're good at. You've given them education, you've blown their mind maybe a little bit, you've enlightened them to some information that they didn't necessarily know. Now you need to offer something. Okay, maybe you've done this on the phone. Maybe you've done this through a webinar. Maybe you've done this through a live gig or whatever. But now you need to entice. So you can just offer what you have. And some people may be like, ooh, I'm in the moment right now and I would love to think about that. Or they call you a month later because they were thinking about you and now they think they need you. Some people can do that. If you're speaking to enough people, there will be a percentage of people that do that. But most people need a nudge, okay? So in order to entice action, we have to offer value, okay, and incentivize. All right, we can incentivize we incentivize with like close with a timeline. Hey, we're or limited space, so it's limited space. Hey, I've got 10 seats, so the first 10 people that sign up have my seats, and then it's closed. Okay, and you got to be able to follow through with that. I mean, that has to be true. Close time frame, like we start in 2 weeks, so enrollment closes, or we stop accepting clients in a week. So we have a week to get you all your stuff and prepare, and then we start. So this is the time frame. So it's kind of now or never. You have this many days to make your decision, and then also a limited deal, and you can double back that on some of these offers too. But like, hey, if you sign up here at this event, you get an additional 10% or 20% off of your ticket price. Okay. But if you wait for the next week, it's going to go up only as seats are available and we start on, in 2 weeks or something. So it's got to have some reason for them to jump, because what's true is majority of closes don't happen, sorry, due to indecision, not a definitive no. People are finicky. They have very hard times making decisions. They're very impacted, as sad as it is, by the people around them and what people around them are doing. They're watching. And if all of a sudden everyone around them is like, yeah, me, I'm ready, they'll be like, oh, they're more apt to jump, which is funny because if not, then maybe they're more apt to hang back. So you kind of got to nudge people. Indecision keeps people stuck in monotony. It keeps people stuck in places they don't want to be. It keeps people stuck doing things over and over that don't actually fill their soul. It keeps people referencing a potential dream that they never actually step a foot to attain. Okay, we need action. Push out the plane, and not the forcible kind. I actually saw a webinar the other day that I joined on. Someone was, paying attention to stuff, and it was about some like automated marketing tactic stuff. And it was incredibly, there's a term for the type of marketing that this was, that it wasn't just exclusive. Exclusive is great if you can honor that, right? Like, hey, I only take 5 people. I work with, 5 high paying clients at a time, and that's it. I know plenty of coaches that do that. And it's cool if you're being honest, right? But there was this like, hey, if you're thinking about this, then it isn't for you. It isn't for you. It isn't for you. It isn't for you. So don't even get on a call if you're going to do this, 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 and this. And it was essentially saying like, unless you're ready to buy what I have right now with very little information, because they gave very little information, don't book the call. And I was like, what a stupid way to do. Like they were missing a step. And they went overboard with the, not just exclusivity, but the, there's a term to it. You guys have totally lost. Like, I don't have the term right now, but it's where like there's just a lot of rules to it. Anyway, I don't know the term right now, so I won't waste time doing that. But it was just unfortunate, because it was almost sounding good, and then it was just like, right? So have some integrity in what you're doing and stand behind whatever you're saying. So if you're closing off to 5 people, don't actually be opening to 20 and saying it's 5, or saying you have 2 spots left, but you have 40. Okay. You don't want to be deceitful, or people won't trust you, and they can kind of see through some of that. Okay. So, but you do want to push like, hey, you get an extra discount for this and this. If you sign up today at this gig, you'll get an extra 25% off. Which is a great deal, or you'll get this free whatever. If you don't want to take money off the cost, let's say your ticket's already kind of low, you could add value of something. You get our detox guide or something that you've already pre-created that's not costing you a lot more money. Okay, you guys following this stuff? So that's the fifth one. So one thing that you guys have that a lot of our coaches have, so all of our coaches and all of our members do have access. Our members gain access by the 32nd day of their membership for obvious reasons, because they usually got the first month free. So we're not going to have people come in free and check out our whole client protocol and our coaches protocol that we've designed that all our coaches get to use, and then just like check out without paying a dime for it, right? So at 32 days, they own their official coaches badge. They're an official Buddha Belly Life certified, or not certified, sorry, unless they've gotten certified, but they're official Buddha Belly Life elite coach, and they can retail and work with our Buddha Belly Life gut restoration program. And that's a 5-week client program for gut restoration, the brain gut connection, and it focuses on all that in a holistic aspect. And all they have to do is put their clients on with their special code, charge the client whatever their markup is in their package or direct retail or whatever. And then we send the book and their client gets on the thing and they can coach with it. They can just retail it for the heck of it and whatever, right? So it's really easy for them to do that. So they already have like a product, right? And yes, so that's how we've already kind of done it for our member community as something that they can already do. So for you guys who have access to that, so for all my coaches, for anyone who's not just joining this as a guest, the members and you certified coaches and alumni, you guys can use that as a product if you want, or use it with your services and packages if you want. So an example of that would be to put your protocol, maybe you do a group program and that's like your lower ticket investment, right? Instead of your big coaching package. Let's say you have a big coaching package that's like $1,000 and it includes a program and includes, a couple months of coaching sessions and blah, 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 right? It's $1,000. Like that might be like a big ticket that's going to be like more of a big ticket investment. But maybe you're saying, hey, I have a group program where you can get in for, $299 and I take 20 people at a time and we go through it. You have 6 sessions with the group and we go through this gut restoration protocol, something like that, right? And you do your class first. So that's an example of this process. You guys could all of you have access to that already as graduates and coaches, could literally do that this month. You could literally plan, you could go find your leads, however you do that, whether it's direct outreach, whether it's partnership, whether it's tapping into an area that, maybe you already have a CRM with emails on it, maybe you have a Facebook group, maybe you have whatever. Tap into those people, offer a live webinar, do a gut 101 class, and then invite people into your group program and give some testimonials and stuff to entice them in there. Boom, done. Just like that this month. You could actually do that with an entire group. Okay. So for all of you guys who are connected with me constantly in the membership and in the closed group or in through HWCA as coaches, if you have any questions about this specifically, chat about it in the groups and stuff. But until then, we're going to close off the class for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you took some cookies. Feel free to ask more questions. And I'm going to open up the forum for anybody who wants to ask a question on here about anything, or share some of their struggles or anything you're dealing with. Maybe you're a coach in training and you're struggling with something, thoughts of starting your business. Maybe you're struggling with, some stuff in training. Maybe you're an experienced coach who feels stuck in any given area. This is what this time is for. So if we have any questions now's the time we want to type them into the live chat, and I will keep an eye out for that and I will answer any questions. Let me give it just a minute. Thanks you guys all for joining live on this too. This has been so great. I've not used YouTube Live before, but I feel like it's just way better than doing typical Zooms, and sometimes we just got to switch it up. Any questions? And I really want to encourage you guys too. Well, I'm waiting to see if any questions do come through. I want to encourage you. Like, entrepreneurship is not easy. And that's one area where we tried really hard to set ourselves apart from other schools, is because we were like, they're training people in an area that requires, 95% of the time requires entrepreneurial skill set and entrepreneurial application when they're done. And if we're not getting, like, you can have the coaching skills for working with people one-on-one, but if you don't have the entrepreneurship skills, then we can really fall short, and that really stinks, especially I see some of the smartest coaches that have the best information or just the most motivational people, or compassionate, people who don't have a lot of clients because the business part of it is just so foreign. And how much does it totally suck to go somewhere, pay a ton for your education and your certification, and then keep trying to seek more and more educational trainings in order to get there, right? If you're going to do that, it needs to be of high value, and you need to have a plan, a strategy of execution, of application, and that's what I hate that. So we never wanted any of our coaches to feel that way, to feel like, that's why we do these masterminds for you guys each month, because we want at least a place that you have to go where you can revisit your business and your obstacles, because that is entrepreneurship. It is obstacles all the time. And then when you have wins, you'll have plenty of wins. As long as you stay in the game, you're going to have so many wins. And those wins will feel so good that they keep you in the game. But you need a community to help keep your head right. You need other people that can see outside of your business to help you with it. I cannot evaluate my own business like I can evaluate everybody else's. What would you say is the best way to bring in clients? That is so subjective as to who your ideal client is. I would say, like, directly bring in clients. It kind of depends on what you have to develop, some kind of rapport or relationship with them. So it really depends on who your ideal client is and what you do. You want to make sure that your ideal client is identified and that they are a good match with you and your business. You have similarities. You kind of know, like, a lot of the coaches will build their business based on their personal story. They'll kind of niche down. All of our coaches specialize in gut health. So you'd think that in and of itself is a niche, but it's not, like, not for them. Like, they niche down even more. Like, they utilize gut health and mind gut synergy, but they specialize in, like, females with autoimmune conditions, like, or specific autoimmunity problems, because that's their story. Crohn's disease, or usually conditions or experiences, anxiety, depression, or concepts, right? Like new moms with young kids, who are having trouble taking care of their own health, or premenopausal or menopausal women who are advancing to this other stage of life, trying to find healthier aspects for dealing with hormone functioning and regularity and things like that. So you'll see people kind of gravitate their niche into who speaks to you. So it depends, because if you're working with certain groups of men or women, and you're usually going to hone in on an age range and a gender. This is just what's going to happen, or at least a condition. And you'll find yourself kind of honing in on some of those things. So you have to figure out where those people are hanging out. Is it through a Facebook platform? Are they following you on YouTube? Are they in a different, do they like to go to local classes and talks? Where are your ideal clients located? So it's kind of identifying that first, Dolly, is really where I would say to focus first, is who is your ideal client, and where are they hanging out? And then go find them, and where do you invite them after that point? So how do you find them and connect with them based on where they're at? Because if you're meeting someone in person, it's going to be a different connecting with them there than if you connect with someone, online, depending on how your client base and your business works. So you have to know kind of who they are, where they're hanging out. So then it's, how do you connect with them where they're at? And then where are you taking them? Where are you inviting them? Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. And so that's going to be your connection. And then the where you go from there is going to be, your delivery, right? Or I'm sorry, that is your delivery. That's how you're finding them. So whether you're finding them at a live something or whatever, that's your delivery. Now, where's your presentation happening? That's the next one you're going to decide, is where's your presentation happening? Are they really online savvy and they want to just read something? Do they want a pamphlet? Are you going to a wellness fair and talking to people, face to face, or a live partnership kind of thing or something? Now you want to give them a presentation. You need to give them information. So where you find them is where you connect with them, give them a little 411, develop some rapport, and maybe do some education to some extent, and then invite them for the next level of education. And that's your funnel system to whatever degree. And then is your sale. So that's, follow those 5 steps. Any more questions, guys? hope this is answering some of it. I love helping you guys with business. Like I love it. It's not, I've learned that I don't just love business. Like I'm pretty good at this stuff. But I love helping people strategize. Okay. It's like chess for me, which ironically enough, I just played for the first time a few weeks ago. I just started learning to play it. My husband's like, you probably really like it because you're such a strategy nut. And I actually really did like it. And so like business for me is like chess. It's like, okay, if I can keep my emotions out of it, then it's like chess and I can just kind of move these pieces. So getting to do that with you guys is great because I don't have emotions tied to other people's businesses, right? And you'll find that. That's why I encourage you to come to these masterminds, is because we have emotions tied to our businesses. When we're trying to evaluate a strategy, like, okay, I'm stuck. I'm not able to convert I'm losing people at a point in my machine, the conversion is breaking. Okay. So it's after the offer, you're not getting people you're not getting people to your offer. They're coming to the interest, but you're not getting them to the offer. The break is really happening right there. So I want to be able to evaluate that intelligently and analytically, essentially. And that's really hard to do when I'm emotional about it. And it's really hard not to be emotional about it when it's your own business. And so here, you can be looking at that, trying to be objective and intelligent and analytical. And your subconscious is going, I'm a failure. I suck. Like, this is useless. And what if I never sell anything? What if it's just me? It's because I'm a terrible coach. It's because I don't know what I'm talking about. And whether we realize some of that self-talk or not, it's good to realize it. But those things can happen, right? Because we're so emotionally attached to our own thing. And so if we can powwow with other people, then we can pull it into an analytical place and we can deal with it less emotionally. And that's how we start breaking through obstacles and coming up with solutions and strategies that make sense. And then we can go and we can apply them and we can execute. And then you'll be like, I'll be darned, that worked. So often I'll see you guys in a month and you'll take your obstacle that you're dealing with today. And if you detach from it, handle it analytically, come up with your strategy, and then actually execute it, you will have a story a month from now. Most coaches will have a story a month from now of some type of win or improvement on what they just did. And that's why we do this every month, so that we can just keep. Imagine trying to do that without support, without community. And imagine not having a safe spot. This is one thing I want you guys to always know too about us and about these masterminds in this community, is that you need to have a safe place to talk about your insecurities. And we often don't have that. And when you're in a position of leadership, there's only so much we can be vulnerable about, right? Without coming across unprofessional or like we're not skillful or we don't know what we're doing or we're not good enough. We're ruining trust with people. They may love us and be really empathetic to where we're at and just love our vulnerability, but are they going to hire you now? So it's a fine line in that. So you need a spot where you can talk about, some of your personal health issues. Like, I'm a coach and I'm going through XYZ with my health and it's really frustrating, or my habits or something, or my mental health, or, my mindset's just crap right now and I just can't get it here. Or I'm stuck in my business and it's, I'm afraid of this and I'm not able to make much money right now and I'm really wanting to and I'm feeling stuck. Like, this is your safe space to do that, because we can't get unstuck. When we can't talk about it everywhere else, so it can just turn to shame, and then shame just gets shoved down and put away. And then guess what happens with that? It affects us and it doesn't do anything positive for us. We don't get out of the hole. So here's where we come to work through all the things we're doing. And what's really cool is, as you guys do that here, you'll realize to apply this strategy and this tactic to your clients. They don't come to you in perfection. They're going to come to you with every obstacle that's standing in their way today, or this week, or wherever they've been. Okay. And your job as a coach isn't just to tell them what to do. It's to help them detach from the emotion in it, be more analytical about it, strategize something new, and then come up with a plan. Like, okay, I see you've really, really struggled giving up sugar. Let's look at that. Okay. We know that you kind of have some symptoms of candida and overgrowth. So I'll just let you know that's making it extra stressful for you right now, because those bacteria are sending cravings and signals to your brain. So they're making it extra hard on you. Okay. They're like the Pitocin of childbirth, right? Like, contractions are one thing when they get going on their own, but you add Pitocin in there and it shoves people into the most intense forms of labor very quickly in a less natural state. And it's not the same as getting there, normally. They've got, You can't compare apples to apples there. Not that you can compare any woman, to another, but you can't compare them. So if you're dealing with sugar cravings and you've got these overgrowths that are craving sugar and spitting signals to your brain, you aren't the same as the other person who's just giving it up but doesn't have that issue, doesn't have that communication. They just maybe they just have an emotional attachment. So we can just work on the habit piece and replacing that. Your body is screaming it at you all night because it feels like it's starving because those bacteria are starving. So, hey, we're analyzing that. That is important to know about you. Okay. Now something else. Okay. So what can we try different this week to make it, what can we get? And then next week we're going to meet and we'll see what works. Okay. We're here to strategize, to support you and to empower you. Just stay with it. Just keep coming here and keep being honest and open. You're not here because we're judging you. This is how it works with you guys, with your business and your health and all your stuff that you're doing as a coach, right? You do that here. Your coaches do, or your clients do that with you. So big comfy couch, right? We like going to a therapist and just talking about whatever. They have client confidentiality. It doesn't matter what you say within the realm, as long as it's not super, the extremes, right? It doesn't matter what you say. It's all safe right here. Like, judge away. They're a professional. It's totally safe, right? Okay. We are that safe place and we're here to work. We're here to grow. We're here to improve. We're here to help. We're here to get through obstacles. Okay, that's what we're doing with our businesses. That's what you guys are also doing with your clients. Almost everything you'll do here with me is applicable to your clients. Like, I coach coaches, you guys are coaching your clients. It's all applicable, even if it seems different, even if it seems like, oh, we're talking about business here, but I'm talking about gut health and, nutrition here. It's still, you'll see so much of it just transcends all these different avenues. It almost doesn't even matter. I'm able to coach people in all kinds of different stuff because there's really psychology and behavior and mindset that's infused in everything. And once you start getting that part, you'll be like, all right, I understand how people work. I understand what they kind of need to hear. I understand how I need to support, no matter what it is I'm helping them grow in. All right, guys, any more questions? All of you who are in the membership portal, who are members, your new content is going to go in on the 22nd. So make sure to download everything. If you want to keep any of the content that's in there right now, download it, because then it's going to be replaced. So it's not junky in your folder, in your done for you content folder. But you'll get new stuff on the 22nd. And by tomorrow, this video will be in your member portal, along with the download of the 5 steps that we just went over. Okay. So enjoy your night, you guys. All my holistic gut practitioners that are training live right now, I'll see all you on Thursday. For everybody else, if you have any questions, visit guthealthschool.com for coaching membership. To try that for free, go to buddhabellylife.com. And thank you guys so much. I'll see you later.